Well, I've known him as Michael. I've always referred to him as Michael. I've known him for probably 30 years. We had been doing volunteer work. Michael's trained as an architect. I'm trained as a landscape architect. We had done volunteer work in small towns across Minnesota. We worked together on the Planning Commission, and we worked together on some of the other special projects around the city. So I've known him personally and professionally for more than 30 years.
Mike and I spent over 2 years doing the Grandview framework planning together. He and Michael Schroeder, another colleague of ours on the Planning Commission, and I put together the design for that effort and really worked side by side throughout the effort. He was an amazing thinker and kind of architect of that process. And it was a great accomplishment at the end of that. He went on to then, after he had left the Planning Commission, before he was on the council, worked on the transportation plan for the Grandview area as well.
My work with Mike over the past 4 years has been a lot on the development side of the world. It's where he has a lot of specific skills and particular skills. And I've just had a lot of opportunities to learn from him about how the development world works, how the city can be helpful and harmful sometimes in that atmosphere. He brings the kind of the private sector thoughts to the table and marries them with the public sector kind of state of mind as well, and that's something I've been able to learn from him.
Gordon Hughes was a city manager 12, 13 years ago, I'd say. Gordon told me, we got to put this guy in the Planning Commission, who's an architect in town who went to MIT. And he's just rock solid. He's going to be really a great member of the Planning Commission. So we had I don't remember what the method was, even putting people on boards and commissions back then. But Mike ended up on the Planning Commission. Now when I got to be mayor, both Mike Fischer and Michael Schroeder were on the Planning Commission. And they gave me so much help.
And in terms of accomplishments, I think, you know, he and I worked first on the 2008 comprehensive plan together as part of the committee on the Planning Commission that worked on that.
And we gathered at the Public Works facility, and he had this giant map laid out with yarns and tape and other things. And people took off their shoes, which is very disarming to begin with, and were walking across the map, getting to know their city. And the city was laid out on this giant map that was probably 20 by 20. It was huge. And people were bending down and stringing tape along routes that they walked so that we could share with each other the ways that we move through the community, the ways that we experience our community. And it was such a great exercise at bringing people together around physical issues.
And then as part of the 2018 update of the comprehensive plan, he was really a driving force in that. And I think that was the reason that he was interested in running in 2016, and the main accomplishment that he would point to. And I agree, is in terms of creating a comprehensive plan that'll really guide the city into the future.
I think of Mike as being a optimal combination of fun and intellectual. He is somebody who brings a big brain to the table whenever and whatever we're discussing, but he does it in a way that keeps you interested, it keeps everyone engaged in the conversation, and is really fun to be around, and especially in that serious kind of an atmosphere.
So Mike is an incredible combination of, I would say he is one of the smartest people I know, and at the same time one of the most open-minded people I know. He is able to understand things and has points of view, but is always able to evolve those points of view in response to what other folks say. He's constantly looking for a better answer, constantly looking to try and figure out new ways of looking at things, and he's such a great listener and is able to then digest what he hears and adjust what he thinks.
He's just a wonderfully gifted thinker, thoughtful in his presentations, careful about how he deals with issues, careful with people, respectful of people, transparent in all that he does, and he's just been a wonderful addition to the city councils.
He would put together his own presentations to talk about a project, to poke at edges, to provoke new thinking. And I would hope that that sense of trying to push further by using his skills as an architect or whatever skills a city council or planning commissioner might have, the way that they push at the edges to try to do things better should be something we should all be striving for, and I think it's something he really should be remembered for.
Mike, we're going to miss having you on the council, and I'm going to miss all of those late night conversations when we tried to figure out what the right answers were for our community. Although I may still be calling you late night to figure out the right answers for the community. Have a great time not being on the council, but we'll miss you, bud.
Mike, I've appreciated very much the opportunity to work for you, and someone like you on a city council who's had a chance to be on other city councils and also attending a lot of other city council meetings across the Midwest. You've brought a lot of experience to us and shared very generously with us, and we're going to miss that. And so I appreciate your service as well.
So first of all, you're not retiring. You're too young to retire. You are just moving on to whatever the next stage is, and I think that there will still be stages here in Edina that you have yet to play out.
Mike, all the best to you. I'm sure Lawyer will be happy to have you around more, and we'll be seeing you, and hopefully we'll keep those breakfasts up in the future.